In my previous video, I talked about habits that are secretly destroying your happiness. But then I thought about it. How about habits that make you successful? How about habits that encourage you to thrive, that empowers you to thrive? And then I thought to myself, why don't I do another follow-up video? So in today's video, we are going to talk about habits of highly successful women. I know you want to be successful in 2025. What are the habits that we need to build or revisit or reinvite or reinvoke into our lives to make us achieve our goals? So let's get started. Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Yemi and I'm all about equipping and empowering you to thrive in all seasons of life. I remember when I was doing my NYC, that's your 1 year compulsory service to your country back in Nigeria, my boss at the time, he gave me this assignment. He asked me to go and make a list of 10 successful women in Nigeria and then to do internationally as well. But I remember doing the one for Nigeria, and I should highlight what the things that they had in common. And the first point I'm going to talk about is one of the things that was really profound, that I remember clearly, that was common amongst all these women. And that's the fact that all of those women were readers. They were learners. All of these women studied abroad. They had certifications to their name, which means they were very well enlightened. They were very well equipped for their roles, for their job. And so that brings me to the first point that I'm going to talk about in this video. And that's the fact that highly successful women are readers. They do not say, oh, I've bagged my BSc, my bachelor's degree, and I'm done with that. Oh, I don't need to learn anymore. Oh, I don't need to read anymore. And it's not even about getting a college degree or anything like that. They are just constant learners. And there's really, contrary to public opinion about not studying anymore, that people are just wanting to do whatever it is they want to do without going to school. But I think that it is very important that you cultivate that culture of learning and reading. And a degree, it's good, right? So highly successful women are readers. They don't say, I don't have the time to read. They don't say, I don't have the time to learn anything new. Because in your environment, there's always something to learn in our environment. There's always a new insight to gain, right? And that's the thing I love about books, because I can read somebody else's thoughts, I can read somebody else's opinion on a subject matter, and it sparks my own curiosity. It's not because I just want to absorb that person's idea for what it is, but because it would spark my own curiosity and I can come up with my own ideas and thoughts. And another thing is that I'm a woman of faith, I'm a believer. And the thing that I also love about the lifestyle of Christ is that he also learned a lot. And that's why he's able to teach people from the scriptures that he learned, read, and understood. And he's constantly learning from his environment. He will teach people based on their current circumstances, what is happening around them in that moment. So he doesn't do one size fits all, right? So if you want to be a successful woman as well, you need to be a reader and learner. You need to be very observant of your environment, very observant and careful with your own thoughts, and also be curious to gain new insight, because that's how you can thrive and be successful in your career, in your place of work, in your businesses. You have to be a reader. Another habit of highly successful women is the fact that they have boundaries and personal standards. They have such high standards for their life. They have boundaries. They have set rules for themselves. They have guardrails. They don't just allow anything and everything to come and pass through their life. They are very intentional about setting boundaries and having high, good, effective personal standards. Now, I do have videos on the channel where I talked about boundaries and I talked about how to set effective personal standard. And trust me, every now and then I go back to those two videos because it reminds me of some points that I need to carry on every now and then in my life. But you just need to have a view of that video. I'll link it in the cards and in the description box as well. But having personal standards, I talked about that in that video why you need to have personal standards, right? But one of the things that I love about personal standard is because it ensures the quality of your life. So you're determining ahead of time that this is the quality that I want my life to, I want to live life by, right? Like with products, we have standard committee that check the product, and they ensure that the quality of this product does not go lower at a certain extent, to a certain extent. It doesn't go down, it doesn't downgrade. So it's either going up or it maintains that status quo. So setting personal standard means that you are telling yourself ahead of time that I'm not going to go below this, and these are the things that will guide me. You have boundaries. You do not allow just anything to come into your life. I'm very big on boundaries because we have limited time. You have 24/7 in a day. If you're not big on boundaries, you will not manage your time properly. If you're not big on boundaries, there will be so many distractions that will prevent you from doing the things that you need to do to be successful. It will stop you from being disciplined. It will stop you from, going for what you need to go for, which is why boundaries and personal standards are very important for you. And that's something that you need to take your time to enforce. Those two videos are detailed on how to set good boundaries and effective personal standards. So I'm not going to go into that into this video, but that's an habit that you need to cultivate and take your time to learn. Another habit of highly successful women is that they know and understand their leverage. They hone in on it and they delegate. Successful women, smart women, are not oblivious to their strengths. They are not oblivious to their leverage. They are not oblivious to what they have, their power. They know what they have and they hone in on it. They go hard on it and they delegate. Even with the Proverbs 31 woman, the very popular Proverbs 31 woman, I'm very sure she knew area of strength, and that was why she was able to delegate to her staff, right? So successful women don't want to be they're not self-absorbed. They don't want to do everything and I want to be everywhere. No, they know exactly what their leverage is. If you look around you, and I'm not giving examples in this video because I want you to do the work as well, to think of 1 or 2 or 3 highly successful women around you or publicly, and look at their life intensively, and you'll be able to see that they knew their leverage, they knew what they had, and they went in hard on it. They went full time into it, and they took their minds away from things that were too little, that were distracting them. They were not trying to be everything and all in one at the same time. No, they knew their leverage, they understood how to make it work for them, and then they put in the work, which is where we talk about discipline. They put in the work and they delegated the rest of the things. So it's very important that you build or cultivate that habit where you are constantly nurturing your leverage. I call it your unique assets because it's what is unique to you, and it's your asset regardless of whether you use it, you nurture it or not. So I tend to call it unique assets. Some people call it gifts, some people call it talent, whatever it is that is the word for you, but it is your leverage. That's your leverage. And so you need to know it, you need to understand it, and you need to constantly build that habit of nurturing your leverage so that it can give you everything that you want in life. Another habit of highly successful women is the fact that they learn from their mistakes. I do not know any successful person, especially a successful woman, who has never made a mistake in their journey to success. I listen to this woman a lot. Pastor Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika. She's a Nigerian. She sits on different boards. She has a business, is thriving. She has a family. She does have it all, right? And she's a woman of faith as well. Her values are intact. I love her when she speaks, right? And one of the things that I get from her is the fact that she doesn't tell you, or she doesn't come off as someone who is perfect. And so I know that in her journey to where she is today, she has made certain mistakes. She has made some decisions that they were not the best at the time. But then that did not stop her, right? I said I was not going to use anyone as an example, but here you go. I have an example, right? But that did not stop her from going for what she wanted. People will try to find fault in everything you do. And sometimes you yourself will make certain mistakes and you'll be hard on yourself, but you wouldn't let that stop you. You need to build that habit of that resilient spirit, that habit of not shaming yourself or blaming yourself or regretting things, but actually learning from those mistakes. You don't sit down in one spot and feel defeated, but you actually learn from those mistakes. And that's why I said earlier that you need to be a reader and a learner, because things are constantly happening. Life is evolving. You are going through life. Life is moving, people are around you, and there are bound to be mistakes. Just because maybe you didn't calculate right, or maybe you just did not factor in a lot of things into consideration, and then you make a mistake or you make a wrong decision. But that's okay. All you just need to do is to dust yourself up and, learn from that mistake and move on. So highly successful women, they do learn from their mistakes. Another thing about highly successful women is that they have an abundant mindset. Your mindset is everything. I mean, they see the possibilities in their mind first. They know that this thing can happen to them. They know that it can happen. I know that I can be very successful. I know that the sky is my limit. I know that I'm the salt of the earth. And I know that I need to constantly remind myself of that, so that I walk in line with that mindset, right? So I believe that highly successful women, they have this abundance mindset. They don't feel like nothing is unattainable or nothing is unreachable for them. They have this spirit of abundance upon them, right? And that's the spirit that God has given us. You have the mind of Christ, so nothing is unattainable, right? They don't believe that because one person has it, I can't have it. Because something is going great for another person doesn't mean I can't have it. No, rather they spread their wings and they fly. If you want me to do an intensive video on, adopting this habit of, or this abundance mindset, then let me know in the comments, because I'd love to do that as well for you guys. But let me know if you really want that, because I feel like it all begins in your mind. And if you box yourself, and if you feel like you can't do it, or if you feel like it's for a specific set of people, then that's a challenge. That is a challenge. You probably will not attain all of those intentions that you have set out for this year and even beyond. So you need to have this abundance mindset, knowing that everything is achievable and it is also for you. The last but not the least point that I'm going to talk about, and this is not because it's the least important, no, I think it's actually very essential. This is the most important bit. Highly successful women, they manage their money well. It took me a long time to get to this point. I say it a lot on my channel, but highly successful women, they have very good financial stability. They're very good with their money. If they can't do it themselves, I'm sure they hire people to help them in that particular area of their life. But you need to be able to manage your money well, because especially in this world that we live in, money can sometimes be your leverage as a woman. The fact that you command so much wealth can also be a leverage for you, or can help you in your journey, because sometimes life is just not fair to women. And because you have certain things that people want, they might accord you that respect. They might have to just give you your accolades because there's nothing they can do about it. And so it's very important that you know how to manage your money. You build this habit of money management, proper money management. Have your finances in control. And probably in the future, I'm going to do, or I will, not even probably, I will do videos on managing your money, because this is something that I'm learning as well, that I feel like I have learned a lot in the past years that I can share with someone, and just with the beginner's mindset concerning how to manage your money, starting small, gradually building up that habit of managing your money. So highly successful women, they manage their money. They don't spend recklessly. Because they have goals, they have great intentions, they have plans, and they know that they need their finances to be in order to be able to achieve those big dreams, right? So they manage their money, and it's something that you might want to add to your list this year. Okay, let me know in the comment section, what other habits do you think that highly successful women have, or what habits do you think you have that I've not mentioned in this video? Because I see you as a successful woman as well. I know that you can do it. even if you're not there yet, you can do it. So let me know what habit has helped you so far and is still helping you to build the life of your dreams. I'd love to hear from you as well. And as always, if you have any question, any topic that you want me to touch on, please do leave it in the comment section as well. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, what are you waiting for? Do not forget to click that subscribe button. It's down below. It is free. I would love to have you in my community, and click on the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. I make videos that will empower you and it will equip you to thrive in all seasons of life. Okay, all right, that's it from me to you in today's video. As always, you are amazing and I love you all. Bye.